Hi, my name is Randy Wimmer, and I founded Government Contracting Academy. As an entrepreneur, I love to hear stories about how companies are founded, the personal stories that led up to it, and the trials and tribulations that everybody goes through on their journey to entrepreneurship and to financial success. I suppose my story for Government Contracting Academy started long before I filed the Articles of Organization. My story with Government Contracting Academy actually started with my first company, Analytic Strategies. It was 2001. I had just left active duty in the United States Navy. I had served for 10 years, and I was at that point where you either get out or you don't. And I realized that I wasn't on track to meet my family's growing obligations. I had one kid, and I had another one on the way. When I transitioned from active duty to the civilian world, I didn't really know what I was doing. And long story short, in 2003, I realized, hey, I'm not getting there on my current career path, and the only way I can is through entrepreneurship. And I don't have one of these outgoing personalities. I'm not a salesman. I'm not in your face. So I wasn't too keen on wanting to become an entrepreneur. However, I felt like I had no choice, so I did it. Just like any other parent, they'll do anything for their kids, and that's what I was doing. So in 2003, I launched Analytic Strategies for the first time. And sure enough, it flopped. When I say it flopped, I'm actually giving it too much credit because it didn't do anything. I didn't even know how to start. Didn't even know how to move forward. Again, I kind of did some internal analysis, and I reverted back to a framework that had had success previously in my professional life. And I used the DADDY framework. And at that point, I analyzed what I wanted to do and how I could get there to do it. And I realized that there was some significant knowledge gaps. There was no information regarding how to start a federal government contracting company. If, unlike other industries like the medical or the IT or automotive industries, if there's MBA programs that specialize in those vertical markets, there was nothing for federal government contracting. So I had to do a lot of job hopping to learn the skill sets in order to become successful. So I did that, and I did that for a few years, and then I figured out a way to get my first dollar bill through Analytic Strategies. I'm up and running, doing well. I'm thinking I'm going to have success now, and sure enough, I fall on my face at the end of my subcontract. So I relaunch Analytic Strategies yet again. And at that time, I had success. I had lessons learned from 2003 and from 2006, 2007. So my probability of success significantly increased in 2010. Sure enough, I kept on growing, and by 2016, my company was worth enough for me to reach my magic number, and I cashed out. I sold the company for 8 digits, and that was a life-changing event for me and my family. And just like most life-changing events, you get nostalgic, and I certainly did. And I thought to myself, well, I'll put pen to paper. I'm going to document my lessons learned so I can share them with my kids. I was going to write a book, and I did. I'm presently publishing it right now, documenting how to do this. Because even if they didn't want to launch a federal government contracting company, the process, the DADDY framework, is just as effective for any other type of ambitious goal that you set for yourself. So I started writing this book, and then I realized, like, oh my gosh, wow. This book, this process, this framework would have tremendously helped me. It would have saved me a half a decade of some really hard, painful lessons that I had to learn the hard way. And at that point, I decided to launch Government Contracting Academy. I believe that there are a lot of people out there that have the skills, they have the ability, they have the need, but they just don't know how to do it. And so this is my modest attempt to pay it forward. The good luck and the blessings that I've had. So that's why Government Contracting Academy exists. That's why I founded it. And that's hopefully what we're doing, is we're helping people to achieve their goals and their dreams in the federal government contracting arena, and hopefully, find financial success.